I definitely have to admit that one of the big things that really fascinates me about Star Wars Episode 9 and director J.J. Abrams is the amount of characters that will be making their way into this movie, as well as cameos, in order to truly connect it to the prequels and the originals and bring things full circle. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I really wanted to go over some characters in Episode 9, specifically the character of Kylo Ren. Now, we do know that J.J. Abrams is taking this character down a far darker path in this movie, and will be bringing him on a couple of adventures from start to finish of this story that will completely change our view on the character in comparison to how he was in the past two films. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with the characters of Kylo Ren and Anakin Skywalker. Specifically, a description of Kylo Ren inside of what is described as an abandoned castle. It's described that Kylo is hearing voices of both Anakin and Vader. It is said to be voices that are very subtle in the background for the character. The next goes over Kylo turning his head around and looking over his shoulder, with what is described as an apparition of Anakin Skywalker with a hood over his head. It's described that the Anakin figure is speaking in a voice that's a mixture between his voice and Vader's, and of course coming across as frightening to Kylo Ren. It's said to be a sequence where Anakin delivers a certain truth to Ren that will make him think about the path he is going down in this story. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this that are really getting me very excited about what's to come and what's making its way into Episode 9. Now, first things first, when I look at the character of Anakin and Vader, you know, those two characters really are the true faces of the Star Wars franchise. You know, it really all began with Anakin and Vader. You know, without Vader, we wouldn't have had the Empire, we wouldn't have had the Rebellion fighting Empire, and hence, you know, kind of using that as Luke's way of getting into the whole entire Jedi phase. So, looking at everything here, you know, how J.J. Abrams is trying to really tie it in with the prequels and the originals, I think is fantastic. However, this to me, alright, sounds like it's going to be a sequence in which Anakin Skywalker is going to try to turn his, of course, grandson, Ben Solo / Kylo Ren, either to the good side or maybe to the dark side even more. You know, that could be one of the twists for all we know. We do know that from Richard E. Grant today, he was actually talking about the major twists that are going to be making its way into this movie, is that it's going to be earth-shattering type of twists in this film for fans. And that's one thing that's really mind-boggling to me. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over is the mention of this abandoned castle. So I want to actually go over as to why I believe that this could very well be the castle on Mustafar that once belonged to Vader. You know, specifically called Vader's Fortress. I believe the castle that Kylo is inside of right here, where he sees the apparition of Anakin and Vader, I believe that this most certainly is going to be the actual castle that we saw in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. There's a lot of hints there for Episode 9. We do know that they won the shoot over at Mount Etna in Italy, the same exact location that they used for Mustafar and Revenge of the Sith for some shots. And not only that, we also know that some actual sequences in Episode 9 required a lot of heavy lava CGI. So I believe that those are major indicators of Mustafar making its way back into Episode 9 and into the Skywalker saga. So this mixture between both Anakin and Vader, we've been hearing about this for so very long now. The hybrid Force Ghost, an idea that J.J. Abrams has wanted to implement in a Star Wars movie for the longest time, that never made it to the final cut of Episode 7, sadly. So this is a sequence in which we have Anakin / Vader talking to Kylo Ren, even if it's very brief, delivering a certain truth to Ren as a character that will alter his path in the movie. Now, could this be the main cause? Could this be the foundation of Bendemption, right, as a lot of people are calling it? Basically, Kylo Ren's redemption arc. Could this very well be the beginning and the end of Kylo Ren and pretty much returning to the character of Ben Solo? I would have to say I would think so, unless there was really going to be some kind of major twist here where this Anakin figure is going to take Kylo Ren down a far darker path than ever before in Episode 9. It would kind of really flip things on the side here, where you would expect Anakin to save Kylo Ren, but in this scenario, it could be the other way around for all we know. So the last thing that I do want to go over that's really piquing my interest about all of this is we do know that J.J. Abrams, Chris Terrio, they're messing around with this dummy of Anakin Skywalker without his limbs and whatnot in order to implement Anakin Skywalker into a certain scene, similar to what they used in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. So you can see all of the major hints and or indicators that Anakin really is going to be quite the backdrop in Episode 9 as a film. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.